It's the middle of the night. You shift your leg under the covers, half asleep, and you feel it. That warm, heavy weight pressed against your calf. Your dog sighs, resettles, pushes a little closer. You barely register it. You've felt this 1,000 times. And if someone asked you why your dog does that, you'd probably say something simple. They like the bed. They're warm. They're used to it. Maybe you joke that they're a little spoiled. But that is not what's happening. What your dog is doing in that moment is one of the most neurologically significant decisions they make in any given day, and they are choosing you. Here's the thing most owners never think about. Sleep is the single most vulnerable state any living creature enters. Brain function drops, senses dull, muscles relax, reaction time disappears. For any animal with a nervous system shaped by millions of years of predation pressure, falling asleep is not a casual act. It is a calculated surrender. And your dog does it right next to you, every single night.
That is not about the softness of your mattress, that is not about temperature, and it is definitely not about being spoiled. Your dog is selecting who they're willing to be completely defenseless beside. That's a trust decision, and it has biological weight behind it that most people never consider. You've probably noticed the ritual, the circling, the readjusting, the way they always seem to choose the same spot. Pressed against your back, curled at your feet, wedged between your knees, tucked under your arm. You might think that's just preference, creature of habit stuff. But the spot your dog picks isn't random, and it isn't about cushioning. It's about proximity to you, specifically to your breathing and your heartbeat. And your breath is doing more than you realize. A study published in PLOS One in 2022 found that dogs can reliably detect human stress from breath and sweat samples alone. No visual cues, no body language, no sound, just the chemistry of someone's exhalation, and the dog knew.
Think about what that means for the dog lying beside you tonight. They are running a continuous biochemical scan of your nervous system. They knew your stress levels before you fell asleep. They've been monitoring you for hours. This is where it starts to go deeper than most people expect. Researchers at Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest adapted the same attachment test psychologists used to study human infants, Ainsworth's strange situation procedure, and ran it with dogs. When the owner left the room, the dogs became unsettled, less curious, less willing to explore. When their person came back, they relaxed almost immediately. 61% of the dogs tested showed secure attachment, nearly identical to the proportion found in human toddlers. Your dog doesn't just recognize you. Your presence actively regulates their emotional state. You are their secure base, the fixed point their entire nervous system organizes around. And sleep is where that architecture becomes most visible. Because sleep is the one moment where your dog's guard drops entirely. If they had any lingering doubt, any ambient unease, any fracture in the sense of safety you provide, they would not fall asleep pressed against your body. They would choose distance, a corner, another room, the floor. The fact that they don't, the fact that they push closer is not clinginess. It's the attachment system doing exactly what it evolved to do at the exact moment it matters most. But it goes further than attachment, because your dog isn't just lying near you, they are actively co-regulating with you. Co-regulation is the process by which one nervous system uses another nearby nervous system as an input to calm itself down. Your breathing rate, your stillness, your body heat, these are not just background signals to your dog. They are active ingredients in the mechanism that allows your dog to relax deeply enough to sleep. Researchers studying bonded dog owner pairs have measured correlated heart rate variability patterns throughout the night. When the owner relaxed, the dog relaxed. When the owner's stress response activated, the dog's physiology shifted to match. They ran the same measurements with dogs and unfamiliar humans. No synchronization, none. It only happens within bonded pairs. Your dog is not sleeping next to you because they already feel safe. Your presence is part of the process that makes them feel safe. Remove yourself from the equation, and the way your dog falls asleep, the speed of it, the depth of it, the quality of it, actually changes. You are not witnessing relaxation. You are part of it. And now the biology gets even more interesting. In 2015, researchers at Azabu University in Japan published a study in Science measuring oxytocin levels in dog owner pairs during natural interaction.
When a dog gazes at their owner and the owner gazes back, oxytocin rises in the dog and simultaneously in the human. That rise makes the owner look more. The dog gazes again, more oxytocin, a self-reinforcing neurochemical loop running across two species at once.
They tested wolves raised by humans. The loop didn't activate. This co-evolved specifically between dogs and humans. Physical contact amplifies it further. Sustained petting produces measurable cortisol drops in both of you. 8 hours of sleeping pressed together is a completely different order of magnitude. Your proximity is functioning as a chemical downregulator. You are, in a very real biological sense, your dog's calmest environment. Now step back for a second, because this is no longer just a story about bedtime. This behavior, this drive to sleep in close physical contact with a human, didn't come from training. It didn't come from your dog being a little too attached to you personally. It came from 15,000 years of coevolution. Wolves sleep communally for thermoregulation, for predator vigilance, for group cohesion. When dogs split from wolves, they didn't lose that architecture. They redirected it toward us. And geneticists found the evidence written directly into the genome.
What you need to say carry unique insertions on chromosome 6, a region associated with extreme friendliness in human-directed contact seeking. Wolves don't have them. Your dog wasn't trained to want to be near you. They were built that way. And the archaeology shows how quickly this became something deeper than utility. A burial site in Germany, roughly 14,000 years old. 2 humans interred together, 2 dogs beside them. One of those dogs had survived severe canine distemper, a disease that kills within months without intervention. Someone nursed that animal through a 5-week illness. Not a tool, not a working animal, a dog they didn't want to lose. 14,000 years ago, someone already felt what you feel when your dog presses against you in the dark. That nightly moment, the sigh, the lean, the warm pressure, is not a personal quirk. It is a living artifact of one of the longest interspecies partnerships on the planet.
And while your dog sleeps beside you, they're doing something else most owners never think about. Dogs experience REM sleep just like humans. You've seen the twitching paws, the soft little running motions. But researchers found that dogs use sleep to consolidate memories, and the memories they prioritize are social ones, interactions with humans, the walk, the moment you called their name, the way you sat together on the couch. In a neurologically documented sense, your dog is archiving the day with you in it every night. But there is one more thing, and this is the part that actually matters practically. If your dog has always slept next to you, same spot, same ritual, same sighing resettle, and then one day they stop, pay attention. If they move to the floor, if they leave the room, if they start choosing a corner or a cold surface instead of your side, that is not your dog being moody. That is not stubbornness. That is not independence.
It may be pain. Veterinary researchers have found that changes in sleep location are among the earliest behavioral signs of discomfort, showing up before limping, before stiffness, before any obvious symptom. In older dogs, disrupted sleep patterns are a hallmark of canine cognitive dysfunction, a condition estimated to affect 35% of dogs over 8 years old. That's a number most people don't know. Your dog doesn't have language. Behavior is the only channel they have to tell you something is wrong. When the ritual changes, that change is the message. And the reverse is true too. A dog that suddenly starts sleeping much closer than usual may be responding to something they detect in you, a shift in your scent, your breathing, your stress. Studies of PTSD service dogs found that 57% helped interrupt their owners' nightmares, potentially detecting distress markers before the physical symptoms even surfaced. Your dog is not passively lying there. They are reading you constantly.
So tonight, when you turn off the light and feel that familiar weight settle against you, the circling, the slow exhale, the warm press of a body choosing yours, you'll know what it actually is. It is not comfort. It is not habit. It is not neediness. It is a 15,000-year-old biological agreement between 2 species that learned to lower their guard together. Your dog is choosing to be vulnerable next to you, and in their own quiet, ancient way, they are watching over you, too. If this changed how you think about that quiet moment, drop a comment and tell me, where does your dog sleep? And if you want to understand another behavior your dog does every single day that means far more than you think, The next video is waiting.